without shifting your mindset and your perspective, you will stay on the same path you are on today. I want you to ask yourself, is that the path that I want to stay on? Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Shafer of Talks with Dr. Shafer. Thank you so much for being here. I'm a physician, mom, life coach, musician, author, publisher, and I am passionate about using storytelling as a tool to help you reclaim your story and build your most beautiful future. Today, please bear with me as I do have laryngitis. I'm otherwise feeling well, and I wanted to make sure to join you for this special holiday edition of Talks with Dr. Shafer. It's Thanksgiving here in the United States, and such an important day, a time for us, no matter what it is we are doing, whether we are working, resting, spending time with family or friends, colleagues, or spending much needed time resetting on our own, that we take this time to connect with ourselves, with our goals, and with the people that bring us joy. One of the things that makes this holiday so special, and every time we can join with people that we care about around the dinner table, is the opportunity to share with one another and connect through storytelling. And today, on this short talk on Talks with Dr. Shafer, I wanted to connect with you through a story of my own and use that story as a tool in helping us learn to let go of limiting beliefs so that we can master mindset. When we are working on mastering our mindset after what feels like a lifetime of going with the flow, only to feel like we are always swimming upstream, it would be easy to fall back upon our limiting beliefs. As we just discussed recently on the show, our brain seeks confirmation of the biases or beliefs that we hold dear. And we hold them dear not because we like them or because they're really healthy for us. We simply seek to repeat familiar patterns, even when they reinforce our feelings of being stuck, of feeling that we're not enough, or like we are not in control of our own lives. Even when it hurts, our brains are programmed to try to seek patterns. And to break out of those, we need to form new patterns, healthy patterns, patterns that reinforce what we really know to be true about us and start to release those limiting beliefs that we've held on to tightly for so long that are actually holding us the harder we try to grasp for them. In order to master our mindset, we have to break the mold of our uncomfortable, familiar, and often dysfunctional routines. We have to confirm the beliefs that we wish to hold. We have to create new data points that our nervous system can look to as the new normal, so that success is what feels familiar, and that our failures are stepping stones, not setbacks. We must create new scaffolding through these data points on which to build the life we deserve to live. Although these new experiences may feel like small steps, they can create the structure for great potential and positive change in our lives. I think back to a time in my young adulthood where I was feeling less than confident about my skills. I just moved to a new city, New York City, broken up with a long-term boyfriend who was far too old for me. And this breakup not only left me feeling heartbroken, but it also affected the career that I'd been building for. Through this experience, I was learning important lessons about personal and professional boundaries, about how to navigate the world while it feels colorless and cold, and how to continue to build my future when it looked and felt nothing like what I thought it would be. No longer in the running at a major record label as a singer, having aged out of the desirable market at the ripe old age of 18, I had to throw away everything I thought I knew about how I was supposed to succeed, and I had to learn how to create my own path. I remember one evening I rounded up my roommates. The four of us were living in a tiny apartment, which to code would be considered a one bedroom, but was being marketed as a two bedroom, one bathroom apartment. We were excited about life and absorbing the energy of New York City, going between feelings of elation and endless possibilities to feeling overwhelmed and lost in a sea of faces. Freshmen in college, amazing, challenging, extraordinary, and sometimes painful times being navigated together by this small crew of women, all from different backgrounds, cities, and ways of life, all learning together some hard truths and buoying one another up. So that evening, I managed to talk my roommates into joining me in the subway, not to go anywhere, but to sing a cappella. You see, my feelings of worth, capability, and my ability to showcase what my talents were had taken a really big hit with what I was experiencing. I had tied myself through a relationship professionally, and once those ties were cut, the professional ties were cut as well. And I felt like I was lost in a sea, not knowing where I could grab on. At that time, one of my coping strategies was to write songs. I wrote and wrote and wrote. I wrote from the heart. I spilled out my sadness onto the paper and onto my piano keys. And I could keep writing songs in our tiny apartment with my electric piano, burning sad tune after sad tune onto blank CDs. Or I could go out into the world and use my emotions and my energy to connect with others. I needed to get out of the literal box of my apartment and the figurative box of my mindset. Just because my relationship had ended, both with this company and with this person, didn't mean I couldn't form new relationships, even if at that time that's how it felt. So my friends, feeling a bit silly, joined me in the Union Square Station subway. We stood near a staircase facing rows of people moving in and out of the subway to go to the 4, the 5, or catch the Q trains. I looked up at the busy and distracted throng of people, nodding my head at my roommates, and started to sing Weak by SWV. My friends joined in, softly at first, but then with more and more confidence. I noticed faces soften in the passersby, sometimes even eyes glinting, paces slowing, just slightly, as they absorbed the song and the meaning of it all. 4 young girls in New York City, the land of dreams. How charming it must have been. It seemed embarrassing to us at the time, but now I reflect on when I see someone bravely singing, playing their instruments, even collecting together as an entire band to share their music with the world. And I see it as so incredibly generous and brave and kind. While it was easy to feel lost at times in the big urban jungle that was New York City, there also were so many opportunities to make beautiful connections. If you would simply believe in the power of your voice, of who you are, and in what you had to bring to the connections that you made with people. Because we were all equally alone in our experiences and with equal opportunity in how we could connect and share them, if only we were brave enough to use our voice and to reach out to the amazing and inspiring people around us. If you cared less about what happened yesterday and more about showing up in this moment, putting your best foot forward and connecting through showing up authentically and embracing your vulnerability, what could you do? What amazing connections could you make with the world around you? My friends and I sang the entire song. As the song went on, we sang stronger and more confidently, and we truly learned so much about one another through that experience and had such a joyful experience. That night, after we were done, I was approached by a music producer who I would go on to work with in a new type of music that I'd never pursued before, dance music. I would have never imagined such an opportunity, would have never applied for that position, most likely. But because I quite literally used my voice, stepped out of my comfort zone, surrounded myself with support, and leaned into the possibilities of the future instead of staying stuck in my apartment, entrenching myself even deeper into my past, I had a wonderful experience with my friends, meeting new people, working on my skills as a musician and vocalist, and literally setting new data points for myself about what I could do if I simply tried, if I was brave, stepped out of my comfort zone, met new people, and tried new things. And I did create a new data point that night, which at such a young age was critically important for my willingness to try new things and put myself in positions that were outside of my comfort zone, but still in alignment with where I wanted to be. Because I could either stay comfortable in my discomfort or experience some discomfort to live a life that truly felt like mine. Maybe we aren't seeking comfort. I wasn't. Looking back, I realized I was seeking that spark, that feeling of creating something and connecting with people, and watching that spark go on further and further, inspiring and supporting others who may be needing the same thing that I was needing, a push in the direction of my life and out of my past, a push outside of my comfort zone so that I could start to create a new normal where I did the scary thing and I proved to myself that it was never scary. It was just new, and that my limits were all in my mind. It makes me think of when first having to speak publicly or sing publicly, perform in front of a large audience, or share a paper or project you've been working on. When you are too focused on your fear of others' perception of you and the worst thing that could happen, which in your mind is likely holding a greater weight than in reality, it's easy to convince yourself not to try. But where does that get you? When you focus on what you want to do and not why your limiting beliefs tell you not to do it, the direction of your energy changes. Like I say with the butt wheel, the direction of our thoughts has a great impact on how we move forward and where we direct our energy. Back into our past and what we have accepted as our limitations, or forward towards what we want to be, what we want for our future, even if it is new and a bit scary, a bit intimidating. We can say, I want to sing in the subway for strangers, but I've never done it before. And stay in our apartment, write another great song, only to burn it onto a CD and stack it with the others, never to be played again. Or we can change the direction of our thoughts and with it our intention and our actions by saying, I've never done it before, but I want to sing in the subway for strangers. And when we do that, we give ourselves permission to set forward in a new direction, leaving that backpack of limiting beliefs behind. And we have started to create the scaffolding of beliefs that will serve as the foundation for the life that we want to build for ourselves. What small step can you take today to reclaim your story, to challenge your mindset and create habits that support your growth? I would love to hear from you about your experiences in the past that have shifted your perspective and the trajectory of your life. Because without shifting your mindset and your perspective, you will stay on the same path you are on today. I want you to ask yourself, is that the path that I want to stay on? Or do I need to choose to make a change, to shift my perspective so that my destination is something that I decide for myself? And I hope that by revisiting these memories, they can serve as a helpful data point to help you shift the direction of your thoughts into a more growth-focused direction. I have made many mistakes, and some of my choices have taken me off of my path, but I want to live my life to the fullest. And today, I will continue to take steps in the direction of my most beautiful future. I hope this short talk has been helpful, storytellers. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day and your story. Please share this episode with someone who may be inspired by the reminder to step outside of their comfort zone and believe in their ability to move forward and create something truly beautiful. Until next time, stay safe and take care. I'll talk to you soon. that